Long answer, but that was the short one. And workbook 2 actually worked through the 7 abominations of the wicked lamp. There is such a thing as a wicked lamp, not lamp, lamp. And it does say there's 6, no 7 things, which there again, it's showing you a progression. So when we're looking at the wicked lamp, that is the counterpart to the 7 spirits of the menorah, or the 7 feasts, or, hopefully not, these abominations are not working within those 7 feasts, but often they do. You look at what it starts with: proud eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that run rapidly to evil. And then all of a sudden there's a switch on number 6. Instead of body parts, instead of eyes, hand, heart, all of a sudden the number 6, it becomes a whole person. It becomes a man. Which day was the man created? The 6th day. So on the 6th day there's a transformation. I'm not just lying. I am a liar. It's become the whole person. There's been a progression. What are the feasts for? They're to lead us to repentance. That's one of their functions. And so if I do have a problem with telling lies or omitting information that becomes a lie, let's say a half-truth is a whole lie, we all do that. We all omit information, or we might tell something our way, right? The temptation's there. But unless we practice that sin without repentance, we don't necessarily have to become the false witness. So the whole person is on the 6th, the false witness breathing out lies. And that's going to correspond to the 6th feast, Yom Kippur. That's where that last seal, when you can see right there at the sealing of Yom Kippur, it seals up who you are. And then you can see the saints pretty much queued up on the 7th for Sukkot, waving the palm branches, Hoshiana. You're seeing all the Sukkot imagery there with the 7. Because on the abominable side of that, not the Feast of Sukkot, the 7th feast, where you would be gathered in Sukkot of glory, the counterpart to that on the wicked lamp is going to be one who separates brothers. So when you think of the most abominable thing you could possibly do, it would be to actively run your head trying to separate believers from one another, causing others to take up your offense. And we think, well, shouldn't there be other things that are more abominable, like if I committed murder, or if I committed adultery, or there's any number of things he could have listed, but someone who practices separating those who should be gathered together. That's the most abominable thing, because what is Sukkot? It's about gathering. It's about the Feast of the Nations. Everybody coming in together. Is there another gathering? Yes. All the unclean things they also have their Sukkot. But what if all these brothers should be under one sukkah? But we're actively sowing, whether it's disinformation, bitterness, all those things that happened in that wilderness walk to separate brothers. That is abominable. And so that is a counterpart to the 7 spirits. And you can actually see it in the words. If you look at, say, the 5th day of creation, and you look at the Hebrew words that describe the teeming, swarming things that were created on the 5th day, the Hebrew word ratz is going to be the root of that. So, ani ratz, I run. Ani ratza, because I'm a female. But ratz is running. It's rapidly moving feet that describe the creation of the 5th day. And so what does it say the 5th abomination is? Feet that run quickly to evil. So it is, short answer, it's part of that whole paradigm of 1 through 7, 7 days of creation, the 7 spirits, the 7 feasts. And ultimately it's just pretty much ratified and reiterated with those messages to the 7 assemblies. Because that rapid movement, it really is part of Rosh Hashanah, because you can either be scattered, because what are we doing? We're leading towards Sukkot, where if you're that abominable, that false witness, you are on your way to scattering. people, separating people. Separation is death, by the way. And it kind of irks me when set apart is being equated with the totality of holiness. That is not holiness. He set you apart from this in order to gather you to like kind and like mind. That's the message of Genesis 1. Count how many times on day 6 when he's distinguishing between man and beast and the authority that should be there, how many times it says, after their kind, after their kind, after their kind, after their kind. So holiness, if you're just set apart, you're on your way to death. If you're just separated, you're on your way to death. But the process, see, day 2 of creation was not declared good until the 3rd day. Why? Because there was only separation. But when he gathers the waters into one place and the dry land appears, then he can declare it good. It's the gathering of the waters that makes it good, not the separation. That's part of the process, but it's the gathering that he said, I can declare this good on the 3rd day. And I don't want people to get stuck in Bina. Day 2 is part of the spirit of understanding. You can get stuck in Bina because it's a separation day. All you know how to do is separate from this and separate from that. Well, what does that lead to? The most abominable thing you can do. You have to learn how to separate, and then you have to start to bear fruit. The dry land has to appear. That's the spirit of Itzah. On the 3rd day, that's when the trees appeared. The 3rd spirit of Adonai is Itzah. It's tree, Itzah, counsel. So you have to take that which you have separated and then start to put things together in order to bear fruit with the spirit of Itzah, or counsel. And how many of us really seek counsel? See, we think counsel is giving advice. Itzah is learning how to receive the engrafted word with humility. And who am I going to receive it from? Just the Torah? Or could Chris tell me something that would improve my life or my ministry? That's Itzah. We want to give it, but we don't want to take it. If you can't take it, you're on your way to being a false witness that will eventually separate brothers. So yes.